Okay, well, normally it's not working well, so I don't know. I'm fully aware that it's user error.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying that I have seen this be red and then be green. I am not kidding.
It could also be just the fact that, it's like take your car to the mechanic and they can't figure out what's wrong with the car.
Probably.
So when the producer's here, all the equipment works properly.
Probably. Welcome to the Ugly Truth.
Ugh! You do that every time.
Stephanie, what?
You move the mic immediately after we start.
Do you hear me move it every
time?
Well, I'm just getting adjusted. I'm just getting, sorry. It's just what do they call those habits?
A creature habit?
I don't know. Anyway, welcome to the Ugly Truth. It is it's a producer and number one hostess with the mostest show.
Spouses Who Podcast is old for you now?
I don't like it. So this is actually my fault because I scheduled us poorly. So I reached out to Stephanie this morning and I said, so I messed up. We were supposed to record another show and we did not. Yeah. And so I'm sorry. Anyway, so Stephanie will be back next time. It's just I messed up our schedule. So
you know why, right?
Our producer has been kind enough to sit in and give you some new content.
Math.
Even though no one... Seriously. I mean, seriously.
4 weeks means 4 shows.
I'm good at a lot of things. Math is definitely...
Geography and math are your strong points.
I'm okay with geography.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do it. You know, back in the old days when they would give you a blank map, they'd be like, okay, fill it in. I do okay.
Yeah, I
don't know how I do now. And don't give me a world map. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, the United States I might be able to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so yes, you're sitting in for Stephanie because of my fault. So you can all blame me for him. That's fine. But it's because we were trying to do a few extra shows so that this past week, your daughter came to visit with your grandchildren.
That makes them your grandchildren too.
I've said this many times.
I'm just telling you.
I am grandparent adjacent.
Okay.
They don't even look at me as a grandparent.
No. That's incorrect. You don't look at you as a grandparent.
I don't look like a grandparent.
They call you grandma. No, I heard it 1,000 times.
Yeah. They barely say that. Yeah. They just like, excuse me, person.
You who can provide me with mac and cheese. Come here.
Or pizza. That's it. They're precious little angels.
They're the best. They're the best, and I'm fucking exhausted.
Well, this is what's so funny. They were here for basically a week.
Yep.
They flew in. First night, pure hell. Because they are young. They're little. They're like under 4. So they're very little. And sleeping is... hilariously,
you throw them off routine.
Yeah, their schedules. Yeah. They're just not not into it. And so we had the smaller one really struggles with sleep anyway, and so it was even worse. Yeah, here we were all exhausted after that night of no sleep. And then ultimately, though, by the end of the week, he had totally adjusted. We had figured it out. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it became more normal, like normal 2-ish-year-old-ish stuff. So
the pets, however, never adjusted. And I was saying these animals don't like children.
Not at all.
Like at all. I mean,
cats were hiding in places they never go.
You're all, they would never go in the garage, and there they are in the camping equipment.
They're literally laying in the camping equipment in the garage.
Yeah, it was pretty freaking funny, actually. So when I told Stephanie, I'm like, oh, well, I've been herding kittens all week. She goes, wait, you've got kittens? No. And I'm like, no, I mean small children. And they're wild.
Well, they were staying in the room where one of the cats stays all the time.
Yes.
And he was not happy.
He's like, let me in my room. All night. It was brutal. Ugh. Look, it's been trying for all of us, all right?
It was nuts.
And you know what's funny is we have enough room in this house, but apparently we don't. Apparently the wrong spaces are being filled because everybody struggled. But on that note, it was pretty fun. Oh, my
goodness.
And I always worry because I don't feel like a grandparent. Mm-hmm. I double down on parent. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm parenting instead of grandparenting. Now, every time I go, well, grandparents spoil and they just kind of, give them whatever they want and, just be really indulgent and because you never see them and you're supposed to make them feel comfortable and, extra. But the reality is that they're really, really little and they give their mom the business 24/7.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. I think
struggle with it.
I agree. I think
they're good kids, but they do give their mom the business.
They're under 4, like you said. Yeah. It's what it is. But I think that...
And I told Natalie today when she was leaving, I'm like, I hope you don't think I'm a total bitch. I did not mean to parent your children. She goes, no, I really appreciated it. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, no, I think...
they were rough.
And you're soloing with, she's out here by herself.
Right.
So that's with, you're handling the 2 kids and, she works during the day. So it means that, they don't get her 24/7 very often. So
this is very exciting for them.
Like not solo, like not just her. So it was very different, I think, for everybody. And
they just loved it. They loved it.
And we really did have a great time.
We had so much fun.
But it is definitely exhausting. And
I was telling Stephanie, I said, well, they leave this evening. And last night is when I saw the change. I said, Daryl has become mute. He is no longer available mentally. I asked him, this happened the last time too. And I said, are you all right? You're all, yeah, why? I'm like, well, you've become incredibly quiet. Like you have shut down. You have shut down. And Stephanie is hysterical. And I said, it's not serious, but he has hit his peak. Like these children have taken it out of him. And then you add to the fact that we were building up to this day because today we did a generational family photo.
4 generations.
And it was intense.
Yeah, it was.
And it wasn't intense because it was a negative experience.
No, it was awesome.
But it was like 20 people.
Yeah.
Lots of little kids. Our kids who, listen, I realized a long time ago that me and my children that I bore are very different than most other people. We're very, I wouldn't say goth per se. But we're just unique. We're not the normal average suburban fam. And so none of them were excited about wearing the clothes they had to wear. They were too normal. They wanted, that we would have been much happier in black and just something a little different. Mm-hmm. But it was great. And everybody looked amazing. We all looked handsome and beautiful and wonderful. Yep. Nobody looked uncomfortable.
No.
You looked great, obviously.
Oh, as did you. Thank you.
Thanks. I was the only one not wearing navy blue. Because my dress was on back order and I had to overnight another blue dress. My navy blue dress was supposed to be here on the 11th and it never arrived. So I had to overnight something.
I thought you looked fantastic.
Well, thank you. That was very nice of you. But yeah, so we're building up to this. And of course, the kids are tired.
Yeah. Well,
it was like, but you know what? They did so good. It's like expecting kids to sit still in church.
I'll tell you what. I don't want to say questioning, but I was wondering how the studio kind of thing would go because it was in a photography studio.
Yes.
Like I was like, man, that's a lot of people and
it's
this
great.
And that. And I was like, you know what? Had we been outside, that would fucking been chaos.
It would have been
mass chaos trying to get everybody, the weather, the wind, all the other things.
Right.
I was like, and honestly,
it was really nice.
Not only
we had her for 1 hour.
What must have been 16, 17 people in one shot, something like that. Also, we all had time to do family and individual.
Yeah, the photographer was great.
She was
very
awesome.
Quickly.
But it was all because we were in this relatively cool space with a basic
all
background and got that Vanity Fair kind of look, hopefully. So we'll see.
Probably not, but close.
We'll see.
Anyway, it was cool. It was super cool, and I'm really glad we did it.
Yeah.
I think ultimately it's going to turn out, we love each other, so it's good that will show.
It was awesome. Yeah.
It'll be lovely, and the mothers in the front and all that stuff was really nice.
Yeah, no, it was
so
great.
Anyway, it was a crazy, crazy week.
It was.
It really was. And the most important highlight was my guild on World of Warcraft was realm first on killing the final boss on the reigns. So that's the most important thing.
That was your escape while the kids were here too. So
just a couple days.
I know.
A couple hours. But yeah, it was super fun. God, we did everything with them. And we did not escape with alcohol as much as I thought we might. Like, we need to get a drink. Like, that did not happen.
No, the mom Natalie did, though.
She's finally got
Natalie
away.
and her sister got out, which I was
really happy about.
Of course.
I don't know. I mean, so our daughter's fiance hung out with us while the mom and our daughters went and had a cocktail, and they had a great time. And I don't even know what we were doing, but all of a sudden he goes, man, you guys are really good at this. Like,
oh, I know. We were
just
parenting.
existing. And he's like, I guess because you've been doing it a long time. I'm like, yeah, after a while, you don't even think about it anymore.
No.
You just kind of just go back there and you start doing it, which
Sure.
is, I think, why you got so tired.
And I
was saying this, I'm like,
it's been so long.
Well, not only that, but when it's kind of like when you go to Disneyland, once in a lifetime Disneyland trip,
Sure.
you try to get it all in a week, and because that's it. You know, it's like, okay, we have a week to get it all in and do all the things and eat all the things and ride all the rides. And then you're so tired, you can barely function, but you're like, no, we have to do it. We have to finish. Well, that's what it feels like when you have a child who doesn't live in state and they come in.
Yeah.
You're trying to just compress everything that you've missed in the last 8 months into a week. And so by the end, you're just ready to die.
I think
and they are too, by the way. We wore them out.
Oh, for sure.
Wore them out.
I think one thing that I realized over the last, I think she's visited 3 or 4 times this way, where she'll come in, be here for a few days and solo shot it. Not obviously they're younger and stuff. It's been 3 times, I think, that they've been able to fly, but I do feel like we have realized that you are not going to keep them on their routine. It's just not going to happen.
No, you just have to do.
Right?
You have to make it work.
You can't just send them to their room and make them go to bed and blah blah. It's not. You know what? Just let them pass out on the floor.
Yeah,
call it a day.
That's what I told her. I go, let's just act like it's a party.
And don't stress about it. And she's gotten
she got better,
progressively better for each trip. Yeah. She's gotten better at not expecting her children to be perfect, like it's some sort of reflection. She is an outstanding.
Of course,
mother.
She's a great mom. But what's funny, like today, she was a little upset with the way they behaved at the photo shoot. But I'm like, first of all, every single human in that room has had children or has a small child. There's a reason why she took photos of your children before anybody even arrived.
Yeah, because she knows. Because she knew
by the end it was going to be damn near impossible. And she even said, she goes, "Don't worry about the kids. Let me worry about them. You guys just smile."
Yeah. And
she did, and he did look at her, and she did get the shot.
Yeah.
You know, because she was pro. She was very good at it.
She was good. Yeah.
So anyway, today was hilarious. She's like, "It was terrible," and I go, "No, it wasn't terrible. It was
awesome.
Great. They were fine." Yep. I don't know, man. You want to do it again? You want to adopt a baby?
No, God, no.
You sure?
Absolutely sure.
It'll be so fun. Mm-hmm. Poopy diapers, diarrhea.
Oh, my God.
Monster trucks everywhere.
Toys
singing
everywhere.
The same songs over and over and over again for hours.
Man.
Come on. You want to do it. It'll be great. We'll just do one. We'll just do one. Yeah. We'll just have one baby.
I know. We threw our streaming services algorithms into a tizzy this week. I can tell you that.
Oh my God! Right?
Blippy? Where did Blippy come from?
What is a Blippy?
Blippy is he's the guy version of Miss Rachel.
Oh right.
And then I was like, oh, and this is funny because the last time they were here, they watched the hell out of Miss Rachel, right? So this time they're like Blippy, and I'm like, oh, God, finally, Miss Rachel has some competition. Then one of the episodes they're watching, guess who's on it?
Miss Rachel came to visit.
Fucking Miss Rachel. It's the same company. It's the same people. It's just a crazy guy dude with glasses on.
I did the most Gen X thing. I don't know which child of mine it was. It might have been Mackenzie or Malia. I'm not sure, but I walk up and I said, "Hey, do you think that they watch the Backyardigans?" And Malia's like, "I'm sorry, what?" I'm like, "The Backyardigans, remember the Backyardigans on PBS?"
Yeah, from 15, 20 years ago.
No one watched the Backyardigans. Maybe Tyler watched the Backyardigans. I don't know. And she looked at me like I was speaking a different language, and I'm like, "Okay, never mind. I'm sorry." Times
have changed. You know what? Here's what I learned. So I don't know that I've ever said this on the show, but I'm in the streaming television business in my media company,
right?
And I'm always shocked about how YouTube is the #1 streaming service on a television set. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, who the fuck watches YouTube on a TV set?
Right.
I found out this week. Holy shit.
Blippy.
Holy shit. That is definitely why YouTube gets so many hours.
Yeah.
Because there are 90-minute commercial-free, educational, there's a kids version of YouTube. I guarantee you that is why that service is getting so much time on traditional TV. No question.
When they're here, when they visit, I literally think about what would our family look like if we had kids in this day and age. Like, what would it have been like? Like the TV shows, the smart stuff.
It's a very different environment.
It's so different. Yeah. Like, honestly don't think our kids watched as much TV as these kids do. And I'm not comparing it like good or bad or anything.
Right.
I just don't think that they were sitting in front of the TV for hours at night.
There wasn't as much to watch. I mean,
That's
they had
the
way
thing.
more than we did, but
Well, I think that's the other thing is that we didn't have streaming. I mean, if we wanted to watch something, we threw in like VHS tapes, literally.
we had
Like we had PBS and we had Saturday morning cartoons. That's it.
cases of VHS tapes.
I know.
And then ultimately DVDs, but even the DVDs.
But I
they
think
were
that's
getting
what our
older.
kids watched. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember them watching all those Walt Disney World Park VHSs.
Oh, the sing-alongs.
The sing-alongs. They
Those
were like
were great.
25 minutes and they would watch those over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same.
Yeah. It's just
But it was the
different
same.
content.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It's insane. I think some of those shows are stupid. Like maybe ours were stupid, but I don't know, man. Ren and Stimpy,
You didn't watch those at
Cat
2 years
Dog.
old?
Not me. Our kids did. They
Ren-
watched Cat Dog.
Not Ren and Stimpy, though.
Well, Tyler did. Remember?
Yeah, well, that explains a lot.
Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, Pinky and the Brain was good.
And then we segued into like Adventure Time.
Cat Dog. Those Nickelodeon shows were pretty
Oh man,
good. A lot of
Nickelodeon was the
Nickelodeon
bomb.
shows
That
were
was
good.
remember well, Rugrats of
Yeah.
course. What was that one the chick, the jungle girl, the
Wild Thornberries.
oh, the Wild Thornberries. Like that was quality.
Yeah.
Our kids love that stuff. I love
Thousands of episodes of SpongeBob, who's making a comeback apparently, by the
'Cause of
way.
Wendy's.
Because of Wendy's. He's got a Krabby Patty
Everybody knows
collab
SpongeBob SquarePants.
in Wendy's. And my daughter was telling me they even have the sign of don't feed
Don't feed plankton.
plankton. Don't feed this little green guy.
That's hilarious.
And it's a pineapple. It's a Krabby Patty, so it's just a hamburger, but it's a pineapple smoothie comes with it or something. It's funny.
That's
Really good
awesome.
marketing. But Nickelodeon was, I think our kids were very much a Nickelodeon kind of
Oh well,
gen,
definitely.
like because they Disney movied.
We did watch some Disney.
They Disney
stuff.
movied, but
We
they
did
didn't.
watch Disney Channel because the Disney Channel existed,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
But it
the
didn't
paid
have
one.
6 versions of Disney
No,
Channel. It was
it was
yeah.
like Roly Poly Oly and
Yeah.
Big Bear in the Big Blue House.
Well, and that was when they were little, and then as they
Yeah.
got a little older, they started, like our girls
We're
all watched
all in this
High School Musical like a
together.
billion,
Oh, yeah.
gajillion times. so,
Definitely.
yeah.
God,
I went to. Didn't I take Malia to like a premiere of that or something?
I don't know.
Oh
Probably.
man,
I don't
Wow.
know, man.
Well,
Anyway,
they still love it. They still all have fond memories of this.
I honestly think that our kids had the best generation of entertainment because I think our stuff was very savage. Like we had savage entertainment.
Looney Tunes.
We had
man.
Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry, like all pure violence. Racist caricatures. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was I love it to this day. When I find a Looney Tunes on like YouTube or whatever, I'll just sit there and just,
Yep.
I just love this so much. Monsters. I mean, I just love it.
I saw a TikTok of the guy that does a lot of voices on Simpsons. Is it Hank?
Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria.
Yes.
So he does, and he
I like him.
does this whole thing. He goes, "You want to know what good voice work is? Mel Blanc."
Oh, hell yeah.
So Mel Blanc, he goes, "You want to
did
know?
everything.
You want to know how good he was? Is remember the episode of Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, where it is rabbit season, duck
Yes.
season? He goes, he literally had to
Duck
do.
season, shoot!
He literally had to do Daffy Duck impersonating Bugs Bunny and Bugs Bunny impersonating Daffy Duck.
That was crazy.
That's how you know that guy was the
Definitely
legend.
one of the
Right,
fathers of
right.
voice work.
Voice work, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
it's true.
For sure.
Anyway, so whenever they come, I'm
Yeah.
immediately like just thinking about, man, it would be so weird to be a parent now versus back when we were doing
Although
it.
there, it just dawned on me.
What?
There is hope for Steve
What?
because he knows every word to "This Is Halloween."
This is Halloween.
He knew every word.
Papa, play Jack again.
Play Jack.
And
And
Natalie's like, please no. Yeah, it's true.
yeah, so maybe he's got
do
a little
remember-
goth in him a little bit.
Maybe. I do remember when our kids were little and I'm not very discerning with entertainment, frankly. I mean, no gratuitous sex, but violence perhaps and witty banter. But I remember when I started letting them watch The Simpsons and my mom was not about that. She's like, you are letting these young children watch The Simpsons?
Oh my God.
I'm like, it's hilarious. It's so funny. And I said, wait till you find out about Family Guy. We literally abandoned The Simpsons when Family Guy came
we
out.
did.
It was amazing. Anyway, so with that being said, it was a great week.
Loved it.
I feel like I've been parenting all week. And I told her that I'm like, I wish that I could have been a little more indulgent. but they're so young that they just need, because these children will kill themselves. Like they'll fling themselves off things like stairs, like it's nothing. And I'm like, I felt like all I did was yell no. It was fine.
Nobody died. Nobody got electrocuted. No massive injuries.
No real massive injuries. I mean, there was a couple of flinging off things, but that was in temper tantrums, and those weren't real.
No, it was awesome.
Things. No dogs bit anything.
No.
And,
good times.
It was a good time.
But I need a nap.
Yeah. I'm like, well, Daryl has no longer speaking, and
I just needed a minute.
Yeah, that was really funny. That was really, really funny, actually.
Just kind of
What's funny is it happens every week, every time they come. You hit a wall and you're like, I can't do this anymore.
I don't sleep. I literally think about making sure they're good and the whole time. And, I thought I got brain tired when my work was done for the day. Jesus.
You're like, I can't wait to go to work.
Oh, man.
I can't wait to talk to adults.
Yeah.
Children are very, very different.
Before we leave, I don't know that I've heard the word no this many times.
No.
In a
do you want to eat something?
Period.
No. Do you want to eat? Do you want to drink something? No. You want to sit down? No. I don't think.
No, and then he adds your name to it.
No, Papa.
and then that's just him saying no, which was at least 1 billion, and then we were like, no.
Oh my God. The part that literally ripped my heart out, and this kid, I mean, he lays it on thick.
He does.
He knows what he's doing.
He is definitely
He knows exactly what he's doing. That's the other thing, is he knows exactly what he's doing. We were trying to go to sleep the first night, and he just wouldn't stop crying. He was throwing a huge temper tantrum. And this was going for almost hours. It felt like hours. And finally, you're like, no, it's time to go to bed. You're just going to have to lay down and cry.
Yeah.
And he's all, Papa, no, I'm scared. Papa, I'm scared. I'm like, oh my God, rip my heart out. Jeez, take him. Just get him out of there.
He's good. And then when he doesn't, the little blanket that every little kid has, he's like, he loves it to death until it's time to go to sleep. And then it's yucky bear. And he just throws it.
He's hilarious.
He is hilarious.
I can't wait to find out how he is.
I don't know how hilarious he would be 24/7, 365, but he's hilarious.
Yeah. You know what? That's a lot. It's true. But she was like, they never act like this. I'm like, they do.
They do.
They do. You just don't see it. It's
exactly.
Okay. We get it.
Love them to death. That was fantastic.
Oh my God. It was great. Yeah. It was quite the week. Anyway, with that being said, Stephanie will be back. We are going to talk Golden Bachelor. We will talk a little bit more about this week. Bachelorette. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about this week and all the things that we did and didn't do, which wasn't much, but we did everything. It was really fun.
It was super fun.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for listening, letting us talk about the week with our fam, and we will be back with a new show soon. Bye.
Bye.